Intro song done. Undeafen on Discord done. Transition on OBS done. Woo! Yay! All right! Yay! The voices, the voices. Paper, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Good job being first. Could you imagine being here early? It's crazy. Anyways, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Neon Podcast. The first episode of 2025. Wow. And this person over here joining me. Oh yeah, new model, new podcast, new model. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, you're muted. I don't know if you're saying anything, but you're muted on Discord.
Wait, I am muted. When the fuck was I muted? I don't even remember
You
being muted. I was talking this whole entire time.
you muted
That's
before
crazy.
I even started stream, but it's fine. It's okay. I was like, it looks like
Really?
it looks like you're saying stuff, but I'm gonna let you do
I
you.
was literally talking. Anyways,
Anyway, you're
that's
fine.
fucking
Don't worry.
funny.
Don't worry about it. You're good. Anyway, I thought it was a haircut. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a haircut. It's different new hair dye, new wardrobe, no big deal. Anyways, we have two orange VTubers today. Hi, if you don't know me, you're joining in. I'm Neon. It's my podcast. What's up? What's up? 181 baby. And joining me today is an orange lemon cat girl. She's awesome. My bestie. Hi.
Something like that.
Something like
Hi,
that.
everybody.
I'm for it.
My name is Delisi. You can call me Dollar Delisi or Dollar Deli or whatever, or Delisi full name. I'm unfortunately addicted to League of Legends.
Oh
And
no.
that's about it.
Oh no. Oh no. Guys,
Dude, I
it's
couldn't
not
stream
good.
League yesterday. I was like, my one game, it's doomed.
Oh no, not the League of Legends addiction, guys. How do we feel
It's
about that?
doomed.
Oh no.
It's doomed.
Oh,
I
no.
literally have no
Not the...
excuse for myself. It's just it is what it is. It's doomed for me. It's doomed for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hello, paper. Hi, Sune. Yeah, we're going to talk about Nihon stuff.
Yesterday.
Because apparently, not even apparently, like this has been knowledge for
Allegedly.
months. Allegedly,
Allegedly.
Deli's here is going to Japan, going to Nihon. Nihon ikimasu.
Yes.
この
そうです。そうです。
そうですね。Yeah, 彼女は日本に行きます。So yeah, that's exciting. Is this your first time going to Japan?
It actually is.
Oh,
Let me tell
let's
you,
go.
in
Let's
the past
go.
few years, while all of my friends, or like not even friends, like all of my acquaintances and all of like, honestly, literally every time I was on Instagram, somebody was in fucking Japan and I was cursing people for like years.
No, for real, for real.
Yes.
Okay, so this was funny because like before 2020, before the pandemic hit, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Japan eventually, whatever. And I was like, maybe like a handful of friends, because it's like me and my group of friends, my people in my age group, were like, we just finished school. Very few of us have money to travel for a big trip.
Mhm.
So you're like, yeah, I'll go eventually. Pandemic hit. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't really save up that much money during pandemic because I also lost my job towards the end of it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I went, okay, cool. Then one of my friends who's like fucking crazy rich Asian had a wedding, destination wedding in the Philippines. And I went, oh my God. All right, let me tell the story one more time. I was originally going to go for my birthday in 2022,
Mhm.
October. But me and my friends were gambling because Japan at the time still had their travel restrictions. Yeah. So we weren't gonna, we bet on it opening in Japan. So we thought about going, and we were like, okay. By the time it got to August, we didn't book our flights yet, but then they lifted the travel ban from other countries, but the restriction was you had to buy a guided tour. And I'm like, I don't want to go on a guided tour. So we didn't go. And it's funny because my birthday is October 11th. The date that they they lifted the travel restriction on having the guided tour was October 10th. I was like, bro, we bet on the exact day. I was like, when it was gonna happen. So it didn't matter though, because my friend had a destination wedding in March of 2023, and I went, if I'm gonna be on that side of the ocean of the Pacific, I might as well just go to Japan. And so I went to Private Island Resort, yada yada. That's a different story for another day. And it was on a podcast like years ago, and I went over to Japan to meet up with a friend there who was already there for the weekend prior,
Ooh.
and yeah, that's where I was in Japan for like just under 2 weeks, so about 10 days, so 10, 11 days.
Oh, that's what I mean, yeah, that's kinda how my, how this trip kinda started too, because I'm also going to China beforehand, and I
Mm.
was like, the other thing was just like, well, if I'm gonna be in Japan, I might as well go to China. It was kinda like the verse of that thing because my grandma is like 90, and I'm like, well, I might as well bring my partner to see her, like, might as
Mm.
well.
Mm.
And it's like, I do also like being in China a lot. I think it's very busy. It's definitely very different from Japan, but it's even cheaper. And so I'm like, plus the food is so good too. So I would like to feel competent in speaking a language before I go to Japan, and I'm absolutely useless for the most part. So
It's okay.
it is what it is.
I feel like there's like very specific scripts that you need to know. Maybe not even learn the full language. Because I've
Mm,
been trying to learn Japanese for maybe like on and off the past 2 years ish.
mm,
But, it's like I know some vocabulary and
mm.
the things. But then as a tourist, I think what's most important is just knowing what
Those
kind of
basic
scripts.
stuff, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like maybe not even like basic terms, just like look up a YouTube video of what people would say in like a kombini or like
Mm,
service places for like
yeah.
stuff and be like, oh, and then if you have data and you have Google Translate, that's your best friend, almost your best
Yeah.
friend. So I'm
My
excited for
comprehension?
you though.
Oh, sorry. I was like, my comprehension's actually like not awful, but I feel like I think I'll probably be fine, but nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So like just so you can comprehend it, but can you speak it? Could you talk converse
Uh,
back?
if like I can do vocabulary words, it's gonna be grammatically absolutely abhorrent, by the
Okay.
way.
Okay, that's
Like,
fine.
my comprehension honestly just comes from me being a fucking weeaboo since a fucking kid. So it's like most of the time, if like any like conversationally speaking, most
Mhm.
of the time I can understand like 80% of like what they're saying. But it's like if you want me to respond, I'm gonna be like, I'll string some shit together. You'll understand me. But like it'll be like embarrassing. Like
No, I get you. I get you. That's how I
mhm.
felt, but Japanese people are pretty nice, especially if they're just there to be friendly or they're trying to help you. They'll be pretty nice about it. So that's what
Yeah.
I've learned.
I feel like I wouldn't be like it's I feel like I know enough that I would not be like technically a nuisance to them. Like I'm not gonna go up to them and speak like straight up English, if anything. Like I feel like if you ever get lost, I feel like the just like kore wa doko desu ka? Just literally point to your phone. Literally just have the thing out and just be like
Yeah, yeah,
koko doko.
yeah.
And that's really rude to say, but like just where?
Yeah,
Help me.
yeah.
Toire wa doko desu ka?
You just as long as you start every interaction with sumimasen,
Yeah, sumimasen.
Coco Doko.
Koko doko. Koko doko.
You gotta say it in the
Kasukete.
you gotta say it in the most like non-Japanese accent. Sumimasen, uh, Kokodoka.
Kono kombini wa doko desu ka?
Oh, watashi wa gaijin desu.
Yeah. So yes. America, yes.
America. Oh, English.
America
Yeah.
ya.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. It's great. It's great. So back to okay. So let's back to the original point. When I went right, I was like, there were only like a handful of tourists, and a lot of people were still
Mhm.
going on guided tours. But
Yeah.
what what I'm scared of when I go back to Japan compared to when I went
Mhm.
my time was there was a there were some tourists, but it definitely wasn't as packed as some of the like some people's tourist
Mm.
videos seemed like pre-pandemic. So I'm afraid
Yeah.
that when I go back, I'm gonna get like that absolutely impacted tourist feel
Mm.
where just oh my god, there's people everywhere, and then everyone. If I obviously am not wearing a mask, everyone's gonna assume I'm not Japanese because that would happen a lot actually. I was wearing a mask
Oh,
out of
interesting.
safety.
Yeah,
People would be
yeah.
like, I would just say something in Japanese, and then they would just obviously fluently assume that I was Japanese too. So yeah, that's what would happen. Yeah, and Sune said like people are scary. So
I agree. As a person with social anxiety, it's rough out here, but
mm, yeah.
we shall do our best. Like it's okay. Technology is advanced today these days. Like I'm sure we can Google Maps our way through most things.
Yes, Google will
Mm.
be a good friend.
Yes.
Okay. All
Mm.
right. So
Mm.
you said you're going with friends. You're gonna go there.
No.
I pulled up with your
So
your partner first or whatever.
that's yeah, that so originally I did plan on going with a bunch of people,
Mm,
but it was a very like loose plans. And so my most of my friends work in like kind of software engineering or like just kind of for like bigger tech companies.
hmm
And what I've kind of learned is that they're really good. It's easy for them to take few days off because they technically have unlimited PTO, but taking like weeks at a time off is extremely difficult. And I wanted to do like this big 2 week trip. And I soon realized it was going to be extremely difficult for them to like be able to take the time off. And like, it's hard apparently getting like that much time off without having them to at least like work, like at least like work remotely for some parts of their
Mm.
job. And then, and the other thing that was the constraint was just that like, um we had to kind of lock the date during a very specific time frame because that's when my partner's graduating. So we just kind of wanted to like go before he would have a job too because he's also going into tech. So like he would face
Ah.
this exact same problems as all of our other friends. So we were like, oh,
Mm.
okay, let's try to do a graduation trip. But like also because of that, we're going right after Golden Week. Well, we're not going during Golden Week. We're going to be in China during that time,
Uh-huh.
which is good. But like May is also like an extremely popular time period to go. So like regarding like what you were saying about like the crowds at first, I think it's gonna be fucking awful. And like low key, I'm stressed about that. Honestly, for me, it's not that bad. I think my partner will hate it more. Like, if anything, I mean, he's not gonna hate it. Like, he like probably prefers not to do the crowds because he's more of like a countryside type of like vibe type of person.
Mm.
But sometimes I feel like for our first trip, like I feel like it's kind of important. Like I want to hit like kind of those big touristy spots anyways. So yeah.
Okay, okay. I was gonna ask him like how much of the big touristy spots are you gonna do or visit? Because I know, especially if it's your first time, it makes sense because I'm that type of person where I wanted to see all the big touristy
Yeah.
spots. But then I also, whether it's my depends how much time I have on my trip on vacation,
Mm.
whether I s- uh like sprinkle in non-touristy stuff to just do
Yeah,
whatever,
for sure.
or if I've been there before and then I'm like, okay, yeah,
Mm.
I've done the touristy stuff. Let's forget it. I'm gonna do other things instead. So okay, so like about how much of your would you say of your trip percentage wise is roughly you think is touristy spots?
Honestly, I think a pretty large majority of it probably is. To be fair, I have a few regrets. I booked my
Hmm?
hotel and like my plane tickets relatively early. And the reason why I say that I have some regrets is just because I booked a really nice onsen, but then now it's like the prices are like have gone way up since then. I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I ended up spending a little bit too much time in Tokyo and not enough time in the Kyoto like in like oh my god, I was like, how do you say like north, south, southern Japan? Not even that's not even south. Kyoto, like Kyoto area, like Kansai region.
Right, right, right.
And I was just like, fuck, it's kind of hard for me to switch it. But I don't know. I feel like if our first trip, I think there's a reason, right? Like I know a lot of people shit on like tourist destinations, but like it's popular for a reason, right?
Right,
Like
right.
I feel like it's for me right now when in terms of planning, I'm just kind of trying to do like one or two kind of like popular region or like popular tourist spots or in like a specific like region. So it's like whether it be like for example, like for Shibuya, obviously like it's Shibuya Sky and
Yeah.
kind of just like stuff like that. And then the other thing I'm running into is that I used to be like an extremely insane control. Well, actually, still, I'm kind of like a control freak. It gives me a lot of anxiety, kind of like not knowing like exactly where everything we're gonna do. But I
Mm-hmm.
realized like I'm trying to for this trip. I'm like kind of struggling between over planning and then under planning at the same time. Cause I'm like, I don't want to like do too much and like make everything too constricted But then at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of under planning at the moment, but I still have time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What month is your trip? You said May, right?
It's in May. It's in
Okay,
May.
okay. Gotcha, gotcha. I mean, it depends like how adventurous you are, because you said you like a control freak, right? But I mean, how much time do you
Looking, I am.
yeah, but how much when you're on a trip do you like having downtime or just doing whatever? Because it's like I know you said you like having stuff planned out, but how much for
Mm.
you do you like being like just being spontaneous and doing that on a trip, especially if it's like somewhere
I
new?
I think it's really scary for me to do things that are spontaneous on like a new place. Okay, to be fair, Japan is like the place to do it, if
Yes.
anything, right? Because
Yes.
I feel like in like the area in which we kind of live, I feel like, or I don't know, maybe where I live, it's like kind of more I don't know. I just don't want to put myself in danger. Like that's kind of like the thing. I just also have a lot of anxiety about like going to new places because I don't want to do something wrong or like just fuck it up or like I think the other thing about the reason why for me it's like so important
Mhm.
like to have things planned out too. It's just that in the end I'm spending a lot of money, right? And I'm
Right.
just like this is like kind of a thing that like I like really saved up for a really long time and I just don't want to fuck it up, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
want to accidentally
Mhm.
be like, "Hey, like I didn't plan this well enough." And now I think the worst thing is just that I don't want to come back with like a lot of regrets, right? Like, "Oh, I should have done this differently," or like I should have done that differently. So I'm just trying to like balance it where it's just like I want to be able to hit all the things I want to hit, but also like, because the other thing is just like I don't want to do too much and then like feel fucking exhausted and not like because
Right.
I like recognize that you're traveling a lot, right? And traveling a lot just comes with exhaustion in its own way,
Mhm.
and it's just hard to like kind of it's not hard. It's just like it's something that I have to just kind of like continue to learn how to adjust around like doing too much, but also like doing too little.
I get you, I get you. I feel like okay, so this is just me, and maybe it's because it's like my friends are also a little more introverted sometimes, but
Mhm.
and some of them have been to Japan once, maybe twice, and then maybe my like friends that are actually Japanese go there like every so often comparatively because they have family over there and all that good stuff. But especially
Mhm.
for myself and the other friends that have been there one or two times, I feel like what the sentiment is, you said like, oh, you don't have any regrets, but the sentiment, and I don't want to sound like a like negative Nancy or whatever, but
Mm.
it's always you're gonna regret something about Japan. Like, I feel like this is
Fair.
specifically from Japan more than like some of the other countries because we look at
Mm.
it from outsiders like, yeah, we're kind of we're weebs, we're nerds, and we look at it a little bit
Mhm.
rose tinted glasses type of shit. But
Mm.
it's like, oh, I didn't know about like you find out about stuff after you leave, or you could have done something
Mm.
better,
For sure.
or even like, oh, I wish I had more time here or there, or something whether
Mhm.
you planned on doing. It's because Japan is one of those countries where I feel like there's just so much to do that
Mhm.
you're never gonna be able to find everything. And if you find something after the
Mm.
fact, you're like, okay, now I gotta go back. That's how I
Yeah,
feel
for
about
sure.
it. Because it's like 2 weeks is a long
Mhm.
time, but even in just Tokyo alone, I feel like
Mhm.
that's barely enough time. Like you're barely getting just enough fast
Agreed,
service. And
yeah.
it's like, oh, I went to Osaka, I went to Kyoto, Nara and stuff like that, and
Mm.
Kobe. But I'm like, even then I'm just like, man, I wish I had. Yeah,
Hiroshima.
I'm like, bro, Hiroshima. Yeah, exactly. I want to go to Hiroshima. I want to go to Hokkaido one time, like go snowboarding in
Oh,
Japan. I'm
yeah,
like,
Hokkaido sounds
bro.
fun too,
I'm
yeah.
like, yo, I've barely touched the surface of the cities that I went in, let
Mm.
alone the whole country, because there's so much to see, so much to do. But I thought that's how a
Mhm.
good, like I said, me and a good chunk of friends feel. So I mean, like for you, and just enjoy yourself, probably. So
Yeah,
so
I
it's
feel that
like,
too.
don't be like
Mhm.
no regrets. Just like whatever happens, happens. And
Yep.
if I haven't looked at your agenda yet, thingy, your loose itinerary of cities that you're going to.
It's super loose.
Yeah. If we'll look at it soon, but if there's some things I'll be like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that as a tourist. So, but we'll
Mhm.
see. I don't know. We'll get to that eventually. So that's just my point of view. So,
Mhm.
especially with
I
someone
do have
with
I
a
do
jet.
have one question.
Mm.
So right, another thing that I've kind of been thinking about a lot is just like food. Like for you,
Oh,
how much food did you plan out? because for me, I'm hesitant to choose too much food because I don't want to like plan my days too much around. Like obviously, there's definitely like a few restaurants that you should definitely do. I feel like when it comes to like omakase
Mm.
or like just a higher ending, like maybe a Michelin star restaurant here or there. Like I feel like for me, I don't want to plan out too much food. Like I acknowledge that I could probably like book a few things because why not? But how much food did you end up planning for your trip?
When you say plan, you mean like make reservations, or did it like
Or just like
specific meals on specific days type of thing?
yeah, like just specific meals on like specific days. Like, hey, we're dead set. We're like pretty dead set on going to this restaurant on this day.
Hmm. Let's see, cause did I make reservations? We I would say maybe like less than 10%, or maybe like
Mm.
20%. So I had the expectation of, oh, okay, I'm not really planning on going to any like super fancy omakase restaurants or sushi joints that had like 3 month wait line or whatever. They had to be
Mm.
on a wait list. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that, dude. And especially it's like if I have to do it in Japanese or something, I'm like, that's too much trouble. I'm
Mm.
good. Um,
Mm.
but there were a couple, like we made a meal reservation in Kobe. That's where I have one of like my favorite stories of Japan. I have like a story
Mm.
with that picture and story with that. So
Mm.
we made that reservation the day of. What
Oh,
else did we
okay.
do? There were a few other meals where it's like I talked with my friend like the day before or 2 days before
Mhm.
of hey, my friend recommended this Mission Star place. We got to wake up early to get there.
Ooh. Yeah.
Um but some other things were we talked about it prior, but it was just whenever we would fit
Mm.
into our schedule. It was a Ramen Street under
Mm.
Tokyo Station because my friend's a big ramen nerd. There was another Michelin star
Mm.
there for free
Well,
just to walk into.
I
Yeah.
have a controversial opinion.
Okay, okay. We'll get I'm sure it's about ramen, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, okay, it's fine. It's I'll understand unless it's that bad of a take. Okay.
It's not that bad.
Okay,
It's
you're
actually
fine.
very mild, kind
Okay.
of.
Okay. Um but other days it was like, okay, it was just loose meal plans where it was like,
Mm.
okay, I'm going to Skiju Market. I'm gonna eat breakfast slash brunch there. That's gonna like my first
Mm.
meal. Or um where we stayed at a ryokan, where of course
Mm.
we had the breakfast included for that specific ryokan. We had
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Other places was mostly just we would just Google like a place, whether it was in
Mm,
Japanese or
mm.
in English, because you'll get different results depending on what you enter into Google. Surprisingly, well, not
Mm, mm,
surprisingly, I
mm,
would
mm.
say. Um, but yeah, some of the best meals that weren't not including the Michelin stars were just random joints that were just local to where our hotel was, and it was good. So that's why I say it was everything was just searching on the fly or like the day before and be like, okay, like, yeah, let's this is what we're gonna eat, or what that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat. Because side story to that, my friend, he was a ramen fiend. He didn't tell me this before the trip, but he said he was gonna try as much ramen as he could, or like variety.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, bro,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, you want to try this place? He was like, oh, I think I'm gonna go try this ramen place. I'm like, didn't you have ramen yesterday? He went, yeah. I'm like, bro, you should have told me this. I don't want to eat as much ramen as you do. So then half my meals were like by myself, which was fine. So so yeah.
Could not be me.
Yeah.
My slightly controversial opinion is that I think that I don't like ramen. I it's not that I don't like ramen. I feel like if you had for me to choose like soup noodle dishes, I think ramen would rank pretty low for me. Like I think
Low,
if
that's crazy.
you're like, hey dog, you wanna go to like you want like pho or like you want like Thai noodles or like I don't know, just anything. Like I would be like, yeah, sure. But like I feel like every time I had ramen, like I just prefer I'm just like, this
Mm.
isn't great. I think for me, like
Dang, that's
maybe it's just like
crazy.
too heavy or like I don't know, like maybe the I haven't had good ramen, but I'm gonna hold off my opinion until I actually go to Japan and have like actual good ramen,
Uh,
and I will reserve my thoughts till then.
yeah, see, here's my thing. I don't want to. Do I want to subvert your opinion a little bit? Because, but I wanted to. I should just wait till you go.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know, because I have Michelin star like or like I have like pretty famous ramen places in the city which I live in,
Mhm.
like I don't think there's like bad ramen. I mean, like every time
Okay.
I had it, I'm like, it's all right. Like
Okay,
I mean,
okay,
it just
okay.
doesn't hit the spot like it does when I have like a nice bowl of like pho or
Mm,
like
mm.
bumbohe or like I don't. I think I just really like
Yeah,
Vietnamese food.
Vietnamese, not the Boobo way, fam, not the
The
Boobo way.
pho ga, like dude, it's so
It's good. It
good.
is good. It's very good. Oh man, I
Udon
think
is good too.
Loki. I think
Udon
I'm
is
trying to get some Bumbo Hui when during off guy for real.
it's so good. It's so good.
um.
Dude, it wrecked my stomach. It's actually doomed, but like I love it. It's so good. Oh man.
Oh
Do you have
jeez.
it with the blood cubes? Oh my god, we're
I
getting off
have,
topic, but this is really good.
I've had it. My friend, when I
Okay.
first had it, I've never had Boom Away because I don't have that. I
Mhm.
didn't grow up with many Vietnamese friends, let alone
Yeah,
that many Vietnamese
yeah. Mhm.
restaurants. So when I was in college, I went back to my college or went back to San Jose where Off Guy is to hang out with some
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah,
They're like, "Oh, let's go get some Vietnamese food." I'm like, "Hey, whatever food you recommend." I'm like, "What is this?" They're like, "Blood cube." I'm like, "All right, bet." Ate it. Blood sausage. Ate it. I'm like, "Yeah, it was good." So my very
dude,
first time.
San Jose actually has like the most bussin' like
They
Vietnamese
do.
food you'll
They
ever hear.
do.
And like with like Vietnamese coffee too. There's so many good spots. Like oh
Oh
my
my god.
god.
Yeah, dude.
I literally wish I lived closer to San Jose just so that I could go like how even like nearby like in Santa Clara too. Like there's so much like such good food nearby near there.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's also like the grass is greener on the other side. To be fair, it's not that far for me to drive there, but it's just like it's just
It's a
far enough where it's
hassle. Yeah.
inconvenient. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It's like
you have to
I
have more of a
go
reason than just food just to go there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I've done the trip plenty of times to get food, but I go back and I'm like, damn, I need to get gas in a few days again. And I'm like, this trip is not worth the gas money. Like, in the end, it's a financial like thing. It's just like, damn, this
Mm-mm.
is a lot of drive.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So I agree. It's like I've eaten like Vietnamese food in San Jose like twice in my life, but it's been really good there. So
It's so good.
it's so good. I cannot complain about Vietnamese food. I can't say Vietnamese coffee because I'm not a coffee drinker, but whatever. It's
Mm,
okay.
dude,
I know people who love
shit.
Vietnamese coffee because that shit hits like a fucking truck.
It
So
does. It does. It will send me into full send anxiety, but that's a
oh
different.
no.
I'm pretty caffeine sensitive, so it's like I can tell. I'm like I have a third of that. I'm like enough.
You're God. It's over, dude. You're gonna be
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
you're
ascending.
shaking.
Yeah, I'm crying, shaking, throwing up. I'm
Oh
like having
goodness.
heart palpitations.
Oh god. Okay. So, okay, back to the topic. Back to what we were talking about. So,
We're too good at yapping.
no. It's fine. With the back to your ramen take though. Here's what I
Mm.
think. Okay. So,
Uh-huh.
I think that's a fair take, but okay, so since you've already had good ramen where you are, especially if you had like Michelin star ramen, especially because I've also had
I
Michelin
don't
star
know
ramen.
though.
You
I
don't
don't know for sure if it's like no,
no.
it's like I don't but it's like it's America. It's still in America. It's still America, right? Like I want to reserve my
No,
opinions.
let me explain. This is also coming from someone who lives in LA, right?
Okay,
Where
yeah.
we've had so many authentic Asian chefs bring their inspiration and their fusion restaurants over to
Yeah,
LA.
yeah.
Whether it's Chinese, Korean, and Japanese are probably like the top ones. Filipino food is doesn't I've had a lot of Filipino fusion growing up, so it's whatever.
Mhm.
Vietnamese food, it doesn't whether it's fusion or not. Like I've had a lot of that too, after the
Mm.
fact. But especially those three, since all of them come over from Asia to come over to LA,
Mm.
or like I've also like other cities like Orange County, San Diego.
Mm.
Um, it's like yo, I've had some
Bozy.
really good ramen or in food in general from those cultures and nations specifically.
Mm.
So here's my take after having to been in like some of the Asian countries, specifically Japan and Philippines, is that
Mhm.
and see, I was gonna say this if you don't eat ramen often or if you just had bad ramen, but it's like you said you had some apparently some good reviewed ramen and Michelin star, so they're pretty good,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So see, okay, so now I don't have to I wouldn't say subvert your opinion, but I'll subvert your expectations a little bit because my friend is a ramen fiend and he was like Japan and ramen in Japan is so much better. I'm like you're fucking you're looking at this as rose tinted glasses for sure because I've had ramen with him. He's the one I went on the trip with, right? So I went, no, you're tweaking, dog. We have some pretty bomb ramen here in LA and San Diego and California as a whole. You're just looking at this because it's like you're here. the type of thing. You're in Japan. And I feel like the only difference, okay, not only difference, but the main difference is the price. Because you can get a really good bowl of ramen in Japan for like a fourth of the price as you can get in the US. Because food and ramen, almost all the food there, except maybe I don't even know what category some other food, like other than fruit and shit, is all cheaper. Cheaper in Japan. Specifically
Yes.
for Japanese food and maybe other Asian foods, are all super cheap compared to. That's why I feel so rich there, and you don't have to tip or tax. So it's really also good. So it's like not only am I saving like 25% on tip and tax, the conversion rate and the cheapest meal is cheaper. So it's basically I'm eating 50% off on all my food.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's
dude, ramen these days is like what, $18, $19, $20?
Yes,
Insane.
it's
Freaking
insane.
insane.
I could get a solid bowl of ramen. The Michelin star ramen there over there, freaking a whole meal with like a side dish with like a rice bowl on the side, $8. I was like, bro,
Right, dead ass.
I swear to God, I swear. So
I mean, we'll just have to find out. I mean, I plan to at least have one ramen.
yes,
I'll at least have one or two, just
You'll be there for a while. You'll have a lot of
yeah
meal budget to fit a meal of ramen in there. So, but anyways, the point of the expectation was ramen is just as good here on the West Coast as it is in Japan. And my friend does not believe me. And then when my other friends went to Japan, they agree with me. And I'm like, bro, my friend is like so infatuated with ramen in Japan that everyone think he's Delulu. He's so Delulu. It's insane. So I don't know, bro. We just have expensive ramen here, but it's flavor wise, it's just as good. Some of them obviously better. So I don't
for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, that's ramen. So that's for you. I feel like if you have ramen, you're like, oh yeah, this is good. Since you're not a fan of ramen, I don't think it's gonna blow you away. So
yeah. I mean, like this is all right. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a good meal. I'm just like, I wouldn't. It would never blow me away. I would have never said like, oh my god, I need to freaking go back here. I need to show all of my friends like this place. Like, we need to go here. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. Like, I wouldn't. If somebody asked me like, hey, I want to have some soup noodles, I would never recommend ramen. I don't think I would. I'll be like, you want Vietnamese food? You want Chinese noodles? You want like hot pot? I got you.
Hey yo,
ramen
hot
is
pot.
never at the top of my. I love hot pot.
Yo, my friend brought up hot pot in conversation last week. I kind of want some for real.
Dude, it's so good. I'm not an all you can eat type of person though, so I kind of have been really liking places where they like weigh them by the pound.
Oh, those are good too. Yes.
I feel like I end up saving so much more money there. I am a waste of money at all you can eat. Don't take me. Don't take me. You never eat my portion, and I'm just kind of stuck there being like, I'm full, bro. I'm sorry, I'm done. $55 by the way, but
oh my god, that's expensive.
Like after tax and tip, like
I know, but still that's a lot.
I know. Exactly. That's why I don't want to go. I mean,
understandable.
And when my friends want to go, I'll lovingly go like maybe like once a month at max. Like, I'll probably be like, hey, if we could not, that would be nice. But like, if you really want to, I'll join you every so often. But I cannot afford the shit. Yeah. It's expensive.
It's a financial decision. Nothing against you.
Yes. Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Man, okay. So, oh man, would you do all you can eat stuff in Japan though at all, or because I know they have like the revolving sushi, they have the wagyu tabe hodai and stuff like that, or not nomi hodai for the drinks and stuff like that. I don't know if you would do that because some of them. Or say exclusively type of things, but since it's cheap, would you do it anyways?
I think I wouldn't be against it if it was like cheap enough, but if I can get like similar quality like food or like somewhere else without having to do the or you can eat, I don't know. I think for me, like all you can eat just kind of comes with like for me, it kind of gives like you have to like gorge your food. And I feel like for me, it always makes me feel like shit afterwards. Like if you overeat and you're just like, oh, like I kind of want like that feeling. is like just I really don't like it, and I think that's like kind of my main thing. But if it's like reasonably cheap, and I feel it's probably gonna spend around that same amount of money anyways on like dinner, like I'm always down to try anything once, right? Like
Gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
not against like trying new things, especially since I'm a new country. Like I'm down. Like whatever, money's gonna go be spent anyways. It's also different when you're on vacation, right?
It's true. It's true. You're
Like
like,
like
fuck
every
it.
day hanging out with your friends mentality is different. Like I'm in a different country. Like of course, like fuck it, all you can eat. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah, yeah,
vacation
yeah, yeah,
at
yeah, yeah,
home
yeah.
regularly. Spending that much is a little like I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, when especially if you do all you can eat in Japan, I feel like what I've learned from other people culture wise too is
Mm,
that maybe it's because it's Japan, but specifically, but for all you can eat, but you don't have to gorge yourself. I feel like they said it's such an American mentality to just eat until you're full. So,
for
oh,
because we're in poverty.
yeah, because we're cheap
We're
Asians, dude.
poor.
We're poor Asians in America, dude. We always have to get our money's worth. That's how we
Yeah.
grew up. But it's like you
Yeah.
don't have to do it in Japan. It's like even if it's especially if it's cheaper, it's like, oh, you feel satisfied. That's how I felt with some of our
Yeah.
meals. I'm like, I am good because one of them was a yakiniku joint, and in
Oh,
Osaka,
yakiniku.
again one of
Yes.
my top meals in Japan that wasn't the Michelin star. Um,
I mean, if it's your top meal, like slide over that recommendation.
no, but it wasn't like anything special. It was just like it was just in the area. It was literally down the
Mm.
block, and then from
Ooh.
Ryokan, and we just again one of those spots where we looked it up and went, oh yeah, that sounds good. So we went there, and all you can eat, all you can drink, soft
Ooh.
drinks. Oh no, alcohol too actually. For like beers and
Oh.
stuff, but nothing else. Okay. But anyways, point was, um, yeah, it's like we did because they also give like smaller portions, right? It's not like
Yes.
here where it's like you go to Korean barbecue, you're like, hey, can I get like a double portion? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. And then they double up on the meat. And it's like, a stack of meat on your plate. If you ask for
Yup.
like you try to ask for a double portion in Japan for like yakiniku places for tabehodai, it's still maybe like half a portion of like what you would order in uh a stateside. So I don't know.
That's really funny you mentioned that because I remember like when I was like that was like when I was like younger and trying to research for Japan. I was listening to this podcast, this person talking about how they went to Japan, and they were like, it's really funny. I felt like I ate a lot in Japan, but I ended up losing weight anyways,
Yeah.
even though like I ate so much. And they were talking about how like it's because like they generally just eat a little bit healthier and the portion sizes are so much smaller. And they were like, "How the fuck did I lose weight after going to Japan?" And I'm like, "That's fucking crazy."
Yeah, no, no, no. That's I agree. I didn't lose weight in Japan,
Like, give
but
me
I
like
didn't.
30 seconds.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I will
yeah,
be
yeah.
right back.
Okay, yeah. Take your time. I have a story for you. Okay. Oh my gosh. So while Delisi does that
That was,
stuff, 30 seconds
that
and
was the
stuff.
disruption I meant earlier. We're good. It will not happen again.
Okay, no worries. You missed the paper. So
But
um, what I was gonna say was
you're losing weight in Japan.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So the other thing. Thank you, thank you. I already lost my train of thought.
You're
Another.
welcome. I remembered.
So another thing is that because Japan is so walkable, you're always walking, right? So
Yes.
I also felt like I ate a lot in Japan. Never like very
Mm.
few days where I felt like I overate and felt like I ate till it hurt and gorged myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I I gained a lot less than I expected. Maybe like 3 or 4. I was
Mm.
expecting like maybe 7 to 10, but like not including or including the fact that you were walking around a lot. We did like a few
Yeah, yeah,
hikes
yeah.
and stuff like that, and thousands and thousands of steps. Was
Mm.
it's just almost every meal just feels satisfying because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there's always some
Mhm.
sort of rice, bread, even like noodles or
Yeah, yeah,
pasta. So
yeah.
everything feels satisfying for most of the meals. Very few, because it's like if you're getting a snack, even at a convenience, it's like, oh, what are you getting? Fried chicken in an onigiri or something. It's like it's still
Mm.
rice. You know what I mean? So, or like fries or potatoes or something. It's just it always feels satisfying when you're eating in
Mm.
Japan. Um, but yeah, that's just my take. I definitely didn't gain as much portion
Mm.
as I expected. So,
Was there any foods that you like really looked forward to eting in Japan?
oh yeah, it was the sushi. It was the sushi by far,
I
and
I love
Uh,
it. Yeah, I'm so
okay.
excited for the sashimi and sushi.
So,
Yes.
as like if my friend was a ramen fiend, I wouldn't say I'm the sushi fiend, but I'm like I wouldn't mind eating sushi every day while I was there. But I obviously
Yes. I feel it.
I didn't because there's so much other good food to try out.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
But if there was the way my friend felt about ramen feeling better, I feel about sushi in Japan because it's so fresh. There's a legitimate difference eating fresh sushi there than like sushi here. Like if I had to get the same freshness and type of good sushi, I would have to be paying for like a premium here stateside.
Absolutely.
Over there, it's just commonplace. It's so cheap. Yes! Even the cheap sushi there at like a local joint, it's so good. Even the revolving sushi there is so much better. Oh my god. All right, so this is where I get your expectations a little too high for something and then you're like, "Oh, it's all right."
No, it's okay. You know what's the really funny thing about revolving sushi that I've heard though from people who've been to Japan?
What's up?
Apparently, Kura Sushi, the revolving joint, is a lot better in the US, and in Japan it's actually pretty shit.
Okay.
Which is so funny.
Yeah. So don't go to Kura. I think the two revolving or the other sushi chain that you should go is Sushiro. Sushiro's the better one.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Yeah, I've heard that Sushiro is really good. But I think it's just so funny because typically when we think about like sushi, we're usually like, oh yeah, of like obviously Japan should do it better in every aspect. But it's really funny how there's like this one chain that turns out it's just better in the United States.
I don't even like Kura here in the US. Like I used to like it before when it was cheaper. Now it's just too expensive, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not going in there anymore.
Really
I'm done. I'm so done. I'm never going there again, ever.
Yeah, I feel like you can on average get like a better deal in like your local sushi place.
Yeah,
but it's so funny because all the sushi places in like where I live, it's just all Chinese people, which is so valid. Inevitably, when you go in, you're like, "Oh, sushi place, Chinese people speaking Cantonese in front of me." I'm like, "That's just my language."
You know, it's funny you say that. Depending on the joint here, you don't. It's a coin toss between Mexicans, Koreans, or Japanese people. It's like how local of a joint, because I've been the cheaper places will be like, oh yeah, it's a Mexican joint. You go closer to LA, it's like, oh, they're Korean. But if you find like the authentic where like all the managers are speaking Japanese, it's like, oh yeah, that's the Japanese joint with the Japanese chefs. So that's why it's funny. Like nothing racial, it's just really funny because I live in LA, so it's a very commonplace thing to see. No.
Very understandable.
But yeah, sushi. What's your favorite sushi though? What's your favorite fish?
I think I'm extremely basic. Salmon. I think I'm simply just a salmon girly. I don't think I'm too big of a fan of like tuna. Like I don't think.
Oh my god! All right, you gotta try the other stuff. I don't know if you have to train yourself to, because okay, so salmon's good.
Okay, listen.
Okay, go.
I love a chirashi bowl. But like when I look at it, I'm gonna be so for real. I look at what I get in a chirashi bowl. I cannot tell you what fish is what. I just eat it. I mean, all taste is delicious, but I can only recognize salmon. Okay, that's the only reason I'm saying salmon. I don't. It's because you don't know any of the other fish. I don't know what I'm eating. Like honestly, if you ask it, I'm like, you could have been like, oh, like, what's your favorite? I don't know. You ask, I'll be like, oh, this is so delicious. Nom nom nom. No idea what it is. It's in my stomach now. It's gone.
Oh my god, you're funny. You're funny, Bezu.
I'm sorry. Like,
no, it's fine. That means okay.
I like squid.
Oh my god, you're unique. Someone finally has a unique taste on sushi here. Oh, you like squid.
I think squid is. I actually really like octopus too.
Oh my god, yes.
But nobody likes octopus, so I never get it anywhere. So like in hot pot, one time I went to hot pot with like my ex. And we were getting hot pot, and I really wanted octopus, but he didn't want it. So I got it, and lo and behold, it's a huge fucking plate of octopus. I ate like 16 octopuses.
Oh my god. Yes, let's go, paper. Let's go. You like unagi and octopus? Let's go.
Yes, unagi's good too. Yeah.
Okay.
I only know non-traditional fish. Like
that's fine. No, that's fine. I also like octopus. Squid is okay. It's because squid doesn't have Squid doesn't have as much flavor unless it's like seasoned as much, or like when it's done. So like
for sure,
it's not bad, but like I'll get it occasionally if I'm feeling like, oh, it's there. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, let's try it. But octopus, I think octopus is good. I wouldn't say it's like as strong of a flavor as other fish, but because whatever. But even those I felt like were better in Japan For sure.
Mm.
For sure. Oh man. Yeah.
What other fish even exists?
I don't know. There's
Bluefin tuna,
bluefin,
yellowtail,
yellowtails.
hamachi.
That is technically a form of just another branch of tuna.
Oh,
Albacore is its common one. Mackerel. Mackerel's a common one in Japan,
mm,
especially.
fair, fair,
Um,
fair.
Obviously eel, unagi,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said. Uni's there, the sea urchin.
Yeah, sea urchin's good. I look forward to having good sea urchin in Japan. I also look forward to having oyster. I like oysters. I mean, it's not sushi. I just like, I mean,
You just
seafood.
like
My dad is a pretty big seafood person, so I grew up eating a lot of seafood.
oysters. I feel like don't change because,
Yeah,
especially because oysters have to
we
be
do.
fresh. Oysters have to be fresh. They have to be shucked.
We
Yeah,
we do oysters pretty good in the West Coast, I
we
feel
do.
like.
I do. I agree.
Also like my partner lives in like Vancouver and like they also do oysters pretty good there
They
too.
do.
Like
They
we just
do.
do the whole West Coast. Like they
Yes.
literally have BC oysters, like that's literally their thing. Like that's local. Like yeah, they do good.
Yeah. Let's see. Like most of those like
Can I
mollusks
tell
are
you
pretty good
something
on the
really
West Coast.
crazy?
Go ahead.
In in Vancouver, I accidentally ran into the fucking wildest combination of shop I've ever seen. Lo
Mm.
and behold, there is an oyster and boba shop in Vancouver. And it's good.
That sounds
Their
so
matcha's
Asian, bro.
really
That's
good.
so
Oh,
Asian.
it is. It's in like one of those like fucking Asian ass malls. Like just think about like a mall from like 20 years ago. It gives like cafeteria vibes, like kind of with the stalls around them. It's just like literally a bunch of fucking stalls. It's in the smallest fucking shop you ever seen. The fucking shop was as big as your Japanese hotels, which I heard were pretty small. I'm sure it's about the same size. But they were just serving oysters and boba, and they were amazing. Both the oysters and the drinks. So you never know. Live your dreams. Sell whatever you want.
Yeah, because I know it's like people who do the seafood boils that have like oysters too and boba, but not specifically just oysters and boba. That's so funny.
Yeah. I read the title and I had like I like doing sometimes I like doing like 20 questions when I have somebody guess. I'm just like I told my partner like guess this boba shop what it's paired with, and he could not guess. Honestly, and neither would I. In a million years, I would have never expected that.
That's funny. I would have never guessed that either. Maybe I would have got close. I don't know if I would have got specifically just oysters though.
Yeah, that's like
Oh
so
man.
specific. Like
Okay. What else? Okay, so that's the sushi part. What else are you looking forward to? Is it whether it's like food or
let me
event
tell
or
you.
location? Or is it time for me to pull up your loose itinerary or not yet?
Oh no. We don't even have to get.
Okay.
I fucking love matcha. I'm so excited for Uji. Uji is literally like one of the most excited places I'm getting to. I know there's like everybody goes to Japan for like matcha, but I love matcha and I'm just so excited to try different types of matcha. I can't wait to get a caffeine overdose. I can't wait to have cheap healthcare in Japan when that happens. But I think also like a lot of my friends like also really like matcha, and I'm just really excited to like shop for them too. Cause like matcha in the US is like not the best, and also it's like really freaking expensive. Like you know, a lot of the sites, if you're trying to import it from Japan, right, clearly you have to buy a lot to get free shipping, or you have to pay a really heavy shipping fee, right? So like I'm just so excited about matcha. Oh, and I'm really excited about Pokemon too. Like that's the other thing that I'm really excited for.
You're gonna try and
Like
go to
going to
all
all
the
the Pokemon
centers?
centers.
Yeah, I did that.
As much as I can. I think in my Osaka hotel, I'm like staying 5 blocks away from a Pokemon center. So I think that's gonna be pretty exciting as well.
Okay.
I'm just gonna buy all my
There's like five or six Pokemon centers in Tokyo. I know the Osaka one because the Osaka one's shares the floor with the Nintendo. So that's a big one.
Oh, wait, that's perfect. Yeah. Oh, that's so exciting too.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to do a lot of shopping in Japan. It's gonna literally break my wallet. But I'm on vacation. I have saved a long time for it. So like it's okay.
I hope
money is an illusion.
I hope the matcha shortage doesn't affect your expectations there. Like it's gonna taste good. It's just like as long as you can get it, that's what's important.
Hopefully by the time I go there, I think it might be a lot well, and also like this is maybe I'm just deluding myself. I feel like a lot of the matcha shortage too, I feel like might be more specific towards like not Uji, right? Because Uji is like the matcha capital, right? I understand if it's more of a shortage towards like Tokyo and like just like kind of bigger stores, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if I go to Uji, I think I'm like definitely open to trying like smaller shops with like not as popular brands too. Because there's gonna be so much like matcha shops in Uji, right? Like I'm sure like it's fucking Japan. I'm sure like anything is good. Like I feel like that's also the similar sentiment for food. So it's just like that's why you don't have to search too hard for it. I'm like, if you're going to Japan, like on average, the food is gonna be like pretty all right. So like I'm not stressing. Like I honestly, I just enjoy it. Like if you're gonna be so for real with me, if you gave me like 3 different matchas from like medium to like high quality, I'm a dead ass be like they probably taste the same. I'm gonna be so for real.
Oh
That is
man,
my controversial opinion. I don't think I have the tongue. I don't think I'm that skilled. I'm gonna be so for real. So like I think anything will do.
that's fine.
I'll buy anything.
You'll be good. Trust me. It'll be good there. It's also because even if it isn't like the highest quality, it's still pretty
It's
good.
fine.
It's
It's
still pretty
probably
good.
fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
a
it's
food
like,
trash can. There are a few things I don't like. Like,
okay, what
come
is
on.
it? Okay.
No, the only thing I don't like, the only food. Well, as I grow up, I realized that there's more foods that I like don't prefer to eat.
Mm.
But like, I don't actively hate any food except for bitter melon. I actually cannot eat that shit for
Let's
my
go,
life.
Twinsy. Let's go.
Like, and it's not even like I feel like that's a pretty like popular and common answer, right? Like, it's just dude, that shit nasty. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. Every time my parents make it, they're like, oh no, we added more sugar or like we made it like taste bad. No, no, get that shit away from me. It's the one food I won't eat. Like, I'll eat anything. Like, I'm so for real. I'll eat mostly everything. Like,
Okay, okay.
no butter melon.
No better.
Fuck that shit.
No
Let's
better.
go, bestie.
Let's go.
Fuck
Let's
that
go.
shit.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
That's like that shit. Fuck that shit. Okay. Well, okay. So the matcha, the Pokemon centers. That's one thing I'll tell you about the Pokemon centers is like every Pokemon center does feel different, which is really cool.
Mm,
That's
now
cool.
I'm gonna have to go to all the
But
different ones.
the other thing is that because they feel different, they won't have the
Mhm.
same merch. So like if you're trying to find one thing,
Limited merch.
yeah, some of it's limited. It's just like sometimes like some of the bigger ones have all the Pokemon, some of the other ones
Yeah.
don't, or like they'll have, oh, this one is more towards like the like the
Mm-mm.
little building ones. This one has more like the stationary. I can't like I wouldn't be able to tell you remember
Mm.
off the top of my head which one's which. They're like this
Mm-mm.
one of them in Tokyo has the custom shirt machine, which I
Yeah. Oh
bought
yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's
It's
like
okay.
each one's cool.
It's a it's a
Yeah.
good day to be a basic bitch.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that's cool about the Pokemon centers. Each one is like cool. I think that. So,
What's your favorite thing that you bought from the Pokemon Center?
um, favorite
If there is
thing.
one.
Well,
Like those
I bought some
mhm.
plushes. I bought like some of my
Ooh.
favorite
What's your favorite
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
If what how well do you know Pokemon?
Um,
Because I okay. So to be fair, this question
how
only applies
specific are you going?
so
Like,
like I'll tell you, like I only really cared about Pokemon up until like Gen 4. So which is like less than what's currently out. Less than half of what's currently out. So really
I
Gen
mean,
3.
you never know until I've probably heard of it because I do collect Pokemon cards. I bet I've probably like shuffled through like
A bunch,
plenty
yeah.
of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'll tell you. It's a Gen 3
Uh-huh.
dragon type.
Girl, I'm not that into
Okay.
into Pokemon enough
That's
to,
fine, it's
know. I'm
fine.
so sorry. I
Okay.
cannot guess. I'm gonna be honest. Part of the reason I got really into Pokemon is also because my partner is like super into it. Like he is the OG Pokemon. He has like the original games and shit.
God
Like he
damn.
has like a not like not the really expensive one, but he does have like one of like the older Bulbasaurs. Like that's all him. That's all him. I'm just kind of like I leeched onto this hobby. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, my favorite Pokemon Salamence. The
Oh.
blue and red dragon one. So
Oh
yeah. Yeah. So anyways, like very few. That's like my favorite, and then my favorite next favorite Pokemon two are Houndoom and Entei. They didn't have Houndoom anywhere, so I had to settle for a Houndour, the second evolution, or the pre-evolution, and then Entei was a little bit harder to find
Oh,
as well.
interesting. Yeah.
So because I like the older generation, they have a lot of the newer stuff and then the more popular older stuff.
Yeah.
Because of the ones I like aren't super popular, that's why it's a
Mm-mm-mm.
little harder to find. So
Understandable. Which is also why I say it's a good day to be a basic bitch like me.
what is it like?
Cause
Pikachu,
I just like
Psyduck,
no,
Bulbasaur.
I like Gengar. Gengar I feel like it's
Oh,
really easy to find. I think even like Tandem Mouse is pretty easy to find. I also just like things that are like that I use because when I also got into playing like the trading card game as well. I also just like the cards that like I use in my deck, obviously.
uh-huh.
So like Gardevoir, like Drifloon, not Tandem. Oh, I like Tandem Mouse because I just think it's cute. But
Hmm.
I also like Oricorio. I don't even know if you know some of these Pokemon. Like I think Oricorio is
I
pretty
don't know that one.
new. I think
Yeah.
he's just a silly bird. He has like 4 dancing evolutions. Like he's a bird, but
Mhm.
he's like a dancing bird, and he takes inspiration from like different like dance styles, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know
I
that
like
one.
Meryl. You know
Oh yeah,
Meryl.
Meryl.
Yeah, as
Okay, I
Meryl,
don't
it's
think
cute.
I saw maybe like I think one of the bigger ones where they had almost a bunch of the plushies. I saw like maybe one Meryl because it's so
That's
old.
okay.
One
That's
Gen
okay.
one, yeah.
I mean, Gengar is gonna be everywhere. If
Gengar's like
everybody has,
it's half. It's half and half. You
I'm
have
pretty
to
sure
like
I own all the Gengar sleeves. Whenever my friends go to Japan, I'm like, I'll just give me something Gengar related, and I just keep collecting more and more
okay,
Gengar
okay.
sleeves at the moment.
Okay,
Big fan.
to be fair, other than plushes, what other Gengar merch is there?
I don't know. Sleeping Gengar in my car actually, it's super cute. It's really spiky in the back though, so it's not like huggable. So it's quite a strange plushie for sure. Like its back is like cloth, but it's like hard cloth, and like if you try to hug
Oh,
it, it kind of like stabs you. But not like in a bad stab. It's just like this is not
this is not ideal.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not. I don't know. But at the same time, I also have to like realistically think, because like over the years of me being a fucking weeb, I've been to a lot of anime conventions, and I started to realize, like, what am I buying all this stuff for? Like, I don't have space anymore in my house. Like at this point, I'm about to sell a lot of my shit. Like I have a
Mm.
bunch of like Rilakkuma plushies, and I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, I don't particularly feel anything for you. I'm like, you're just cute and you're there.
You're
Like
just there.
I and it's like I'm just like I feel like somebody else would be happier with you. So I'm just like at this point, I'm like also concerned about like whether yeah, like how much things I should actually buy versus like how much space I actually have for. And the sad okay, the awful truth is just that I'm just really lazy in cleaning.
Uh-huh.
I don't like cleaning, like dusting, and I feel like the more shit I have, the more I have to clean, and I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered.
That's fair. That I also make sense of that too. That I get it.
Like when university, I would do all the other chores. Like, okay, to be fair, I did dishwashing. I did the dishwashing a lot, which is technically cleaning, but that's I I know how to do that, so it's fine. Like I literally would do any other chore. Like I would take out the trash, I would do the cooking, but I refuse to clean anything.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh man. Okay.
I'm really
So
good at derailing these conversations. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. I ain't tripping. Okay. So, oh man, that's so interesting. So, as far as you being a weeb and
Mhm.
comprehension, how long have you been wanting to go Japan? Is
Oh,
that
my whole entire life. It was literally my dream. I'm pretty sure at some point, this is perhaps too much information of additional details, but like at some point, I think like in my ex at some point was going to Japan without me, and I was just like, I actually got legitimately mad. I was just like, how dare you? I was like, that this is my dream. This is my dream, and
I
you're going without me.
I can't believe you done this.
But then we broke up, and he went after we broke up, so it's fine. But it was with his family, to be fair. But then I was just like, it's still fine. I'm like, at least my partner did not go to Japan without me because we're no longer together. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier at the beginning where he's like, "Oh, everyone's going to Japan, bro." Because
I just fucking go to Japan. I was so
yeah,
mad. I was
yeah,
so mad for a whole year.
dude. So when I said like, oh, maybe a handful of friends went before pandemic, and then I was one of the first few people at the beginning, right after they
Oh,
reopened. Bro,
were you the
after I
friend that your friends hated?
no. Everyone was okay because everyone was asking me for tips and stuff all of a sudden because like, oh, right. But then
they're better people than me.
it's because we were all adults already and they already wanted to go. And but after that, dude, everyone and their mom went to Japan after me, which makes sense. Like
Wow.
literally, like obviously you
You
mentioned it earlier.
suck.
Everyone went. I went, bro, you're going to Japan? And then people were just posting on their story. I went, I know that place. Are you in Japan? And I was like, what the hell? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, you are like the 30th person this year that's going to Japan on my feed. What the hell? God damn. Yeah, imagine
Every
adulting, Paper.
single acquaintance that
It's
I
okay.
knew and their family and friends were in Japan as I watched pettily on my Instagram
I know.
stories.
It's your turn. It's your turn, bestie. It's your turn.
Happy for you, I said. Can't
Happy
believe people
for
are living my dreams. Happy for you. Wish that were me.
Good thing you didn't know me back when I was making stories every day, dude. People
Oh,
were
damn.
living through me vicariously.
I would have too. Honestly, to be fair, I'm absolutely joking about how petty I was being.
No,
I was
you're
just more
not.
like-
No, you're not.
Okay, listen. I'm like, fuck this person, and I would move on though. It's like how I play a League. I'm just angry in the moment sometimes to be angry, and I get over it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just wanna be a little petty. You're like, fuck this person, and then you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh, okay, this is nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, that's okay. Then you'll be able to be like, look at me, bitches.
Yes, exactly.
Do it. Live your best life, girl. Live your best life.
I'm gonna go to my onsen. Oh, with a private private hot tub in my room.
Damn, I didn't even have that, bro.
So good. I really splurged. I really silly splurged. It's $450 USD a night.
Well, private onsen, you get meals.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's a private.
It's okay.
It's with It also comes with like a nice kaiseki dinner.
Yeah,
which is fine. That fucked me over because I tried to rebook the. I was talking about earlier how I tried to rebook that onsen to like another day. The kaiseki dinner is gone. The price has gone up. I was like, if it's just like maybe like $40 or something, like I would have legitimately considered rebooking it. But the kaiseki dinner was gone, and I'm like, bro, okay, it's doomed. We'll just keep the itinerary as it is.
Yeah, I never had one of those. That was one of the things I wanted, but we never. It was okay.
Expensive though, so like I completely understand. Because for me, I don't think I could ever get over the discomfort of being naked around other people. I think that just gives me like a lot of anxiety. So it's like if I'm gonna go to an onsen, I would just prefer to do it in like comfortably, even if it means like paying a little bit more. But of course, like I get you. It's expensive.
So it's funny. It's like I went with my one friend, and I'm like, cool. He's like, when we were staying in Osaka, that's when we stayed in the ryokans. So that's when we had the public baths part of the ryokans.
Oh yeah.
But like we stayed in one place for 3 nights, and we stayed in another one for 1 night. The first one, he was like, he wanted to go, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm good. I'll just use our bathroom for now. I'll go tomorrow. And then he ended up going. I'm like, all right, I just get to soak in our bathroom, which is fine, which is good. But then I'm like, also because I didn't want to go with him, like specifically.
You don't want to see his penis?
No. I just didn't feel comfortable with my friends. But I felt completely fine with complete strangers. It's with people I know. That's what makes it a little weird. I wouldn't say a little weird. I'm sure it's like people's be like, oh yeah, first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, you'll get over it after that. But over here, like if it's with strangers, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. This is their culture, especially with like other Japanese people. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. They don't care. I won't care.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the other thing also is just like you're never gonna see those old men or like whatever again. Like whatever. Like whoever's in that onsen, like whatever. If they're Japanese, you're probably never gonna see them. Your friends though, that lives with you. And I feel like I don't know. I think for me too, it's just like I think it's like a vulnerability thing too. Because in the end, you're kind of like, it's like I completely understand how you feel. Like I'm trying to legitimately think about like how I would feel, even like with my girlies. I'm like the thing is like I've lived with I've lived with some of my friends too, right? Like we've been like one of my like closest friends, like we literally roommates in university. Like we've literally seen each other change. But like somehow still like imagining being at the onsen together and being fully naked is still just strange. Just strange to me.
It's because you're just having a full
Still feels
conversation and you're just hanging out. It's
yeah,
not like, it's like
naked.
glimpsing, be like, have passing comment. It's like, hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, just spreading the onsen, be like, this is relaxing.
Yeah.
So I get you. No, it makes sense. It is the vulnerability. It's definitely me too. So but it was something I had to try with the onsens and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like Japan, like it's just one of like the must-do experiences for sure. Like, I think it's definitely worth doing before I eventually also like might get a tattoo at some point. Might as well go.
Oh yeah, don't get especially if you have a
Yeah,
private. If you have a tattoo, you have to get a private one
yeah. I don't have one, but I don't know.
for
I feel
future
like
reference.
I have commitment issues with the tattoos though. I think a part of me with tattoos is just like it's so permanent, like which is kind of crazy. That which because I have no gripes of punching holes in my ears, but a tattoo too far apparently.
Because it's more socially acceptable. If it's in your ears, it's fine.
It's
It's
true. It's
there.
true.
It's small. It's an accessory, not overdone. So
I mean, my low piercings are probably acceptable, and then the higher up ones are probably a little less.
I,
Whatever.
I mean, like one is fine if you're not like rocking like three. I feel like that's
I
when
mean,
it becomes way more
I mean,
noticeable. Are you
I
rocking
mean,
three?
no, no.
Oh,
But
okay.
no, I legitimately think that piercings are kind of hot though. Like I feel like I mean I would. It's just that the healing process is such a fucking pain in the ass because it's like you're entering a foreign object in your body. It never really actually heals for like the longest time. Like I'm pretty sure if I took my earrings off, like in a few months it would completely heal again, and it's doomed all over again. So
Oh, okay, I
I
get
think
you.
that's like the biggest pain with getting piercings. Like you have to clean it often, and like it's just like a whole thing. But I think it's worse. I mean, I don't know. I still think that piercings are just hot.
Gotcha.
Not me derailing again, but
No,
whatever.
it's fine. For me, I feel like ear piercing is fine. I feel like other piercings are to me.
Yeah, I
So,
understand. I think for me, like, I think like tongue piercings kind of make me like a little uncomfortable. But to be fair, I for some reason I'm like really uncomfortable with plastic surgery, and it's
mm,
like not like in a sense where it's just like oh like why would you do that? It's more like I think for me surgery and gore makes me really uncomfortable. It's more like imagining the act of it happening,
right. No, I agree.
like injections under your skin or like I don't know, just injections in general, like just placing literal things into your face. Like that, I think it's like that is the part that like makes me like really uncomfortable. Like just like body anything. It's like kind of I don't know. It just disturbs me. I don't know why. Me and my roommates used to watch Botched in university, and I could not watch to save my life. It's
Mm,
censored. It's on the television, right? It's already censored, and that is still too much for me.
mm. No, I get you. Get you.
I'm I'm
Me
I'm
too.
again.
I'm there with you. I can probably tolerate just like a tiny bit more, but not a lot more. But I get you. All right. That's fine. But anyways, uh oh man, onsens are nice. I'm like thinking about like what other things that would be specific to Japan that you wouldn't experience in other countries. Like so the onsen is definitely one of them.
Mm.
Um hmm.
Oh, biking. Oh, and that's not really like a Japan thing, but like I think from my experiences like go to other countries, I think I really like just doing like bike rides to explore the city and stuff like
That's
that.
fine.
I think
I
walking can only take you so far. So
I would do that if I knew Japan's like if they had a system for that for renting stuff. So I wouldn't
Oh.
I didn't check. That's why I wouldn't know if they
Mm,
do.
mm, mm,
But
mm,
that would be
mm.
nice though, because they do have like they have bike lanes and stuff like that too. So
Yeah, I feel like it would be relatively I mean, I guess as long as I'm like slow and like, I mean, I'll just go aside if people like serious people are biking. I'm feeling mostly fine. I would like to get an e-bike though. You cannot catch me biking on a regular bike.
hmm
Mm.
hmm
I love
um
bikes. I miss biking.
okay. Let's pull up your loose itinerary and let's see if I recognize anything. And then
Should. These are very recognizable places. I doubt you would not recognize anything.
all right.
I
So
am extremely basic.
I'm not gonna pull this up on stream, but she has listed days 0 through 15, where
Just
zero's
mention,
landing
like,
and
the specific
15.
date.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Can
there's days.
Can I tell you something really crazy real quick?
Go ahead.
The other day, I posted, like, last month, I posted a, like, selfie of myself, and this selfie has caused a lot of, like, whack-ass people to slide into my DMs, including a guy who decided to this is a PSA. If you can't DM me on Discord anymore because you think I unfriended you, it's not true. It's because I have to turn off people who are not my friends, because I realized that people can access my DMs just by joining my server, and this guy chose to do that and then send me a fucking pic of his penis. So then I started to realize that I now have to be more aware that I'm a VTuber, that people fucking parasocialize. And that's the only reason why I said that is because I added, like, all the literal dates. I forgot to tell you that we should just avoid bringing up the literal dates just in case.
That's fine.
Like there's nobody actually listening, but it's like I've got a bit paranoid. Like I just realized I'm like, I don't know, like, who's actually, like, keeping track. Fuck you, penis guy. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, penis guy.
Yeah, why the fuck did you do that? Fucking weirdo. Anyways, that was my side.
Anyways.
That's my PSA.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worry. No, you're good. You're good. Justified. Kick his pee.
Yes. I should have.
All right. So 0 through 15 days.
Yep.
So 0 is when you're landing, 15 is when you're leaving.
Yeah. I'm landing pretty, like, late though, but it's also like I do have the benefit of, like, not having, like, that time zone difference, because I think where I'm gonna be in China, it's only like 1 hour difference from Japan. So
okay. Yeah.
More prepared.
Let's see. To
be fair, none of my, like, the days itself, it's not, like, set in stone. It's just more like
general stuff. Like your
general stuff that, like, I'm trying to just, like, have something so I can, like, add more.
Okay. All right, going to Asakusa, Iroquois, Sensoji Temple. Yeah, Sensoji. Yeah. I like that place. What is Kappabashi? What is that?
Kappabashi is it's Kitchen Street. So that's kind of where like they have a lot of, like, cookware. It's pretty near Sensoji. It's like they just have, like, really nice knives and, like, just, like, cooking stuff. And, like, I was mainly trying to go there. To be fair, I've been really influenced by, like, offline TV, and, like, friends have been in, like, Japan recently, and, like, Yvonne and Skara, they both went to Kappabashi and got some really nice knives. I feel like that's just, like, a good gift for, like, my parents, because, like, you know, they've made so many meals for me and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that they would enjoy. That's not, like, specifically Japan related, because my dad is a little. He's a little.
If there's one thing, Japanese knives are not cheap.
Yeah.
If there's one thing as a souvenir, whether for yourself or for a gift, I'm gonna let you know that's one thing that is not cheap. I looked at knives too, so
I don't think I really thanked my parents for anything. Like, not like that, but, like, with, like, you know how, like, some kids they spend their first paycheck and they treat their parents. Never done any of that shit. I mean, like, obviously I treat them out for, like, food and shit like that, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like I should get them, like, a good, like, big gift, you know, like, I feel like it would be nice, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Be a good child.
That's a good one. That's a good gift.
Be gone for 2
especially if it's
be
for
gone
your
for
parents.
2 months.
Yeah. I agree. That's a great gift for your parents. Okay, Kappabashi. Okay.
I like cooking stuff too.
Okay, nice. Sky Tree, maybe. Okay. I didn't go to the Sky Tree. I thought it was cool. So.
Yeah. I might just look at it, and when I'm in Skytree, I might just be like, I want to take pictures of it from the river from a distance. Like, it really depends how I feel. I know that, like, a lot of people say Skytree is, like, very tourist trappy and etc. But, like, honestly, I'm kind of also just interested in the Pokemon that are there too, and, like, kind of just, like, staring at it lovingly from afar, you know.
Let's see. Okay, Yoyogi Park. Where's Yoyogi Park on the map? Did I walk through there, or did I go through a different?
It's possible.
Park?
Oh, I technically also have, like, a like a maps thing. Like, I saved up all, like, my
Oh no, I
Then
didn't go to Yoyogi Park. I went through uh the Kyoko
here, I
Gaien
forgot
National
to send you
Garden.
some additional links of things I've saved generally that's kind of related.
Okay.
Nami has my full cringe email in there, but don't mind me.
I don't care. Okay. So yeah, I didn't go to Yogi Park. Okay. So that's something I didn't do. Meiji Shrine in that area. Harajuku. I didn't spend enough time in Harajuku. I went
I really want to do
through
shopping.
when I went through Harajuku, I went through the main street in Harajuku with all like the stuff, which was
Yeah.
really cool because I'm like, it definitely like, yeah, this is Harajuku. Like the styling, people there, the
Yeah.
shops there. That was really cool. I didn't really stop by and shop or anything. And like they also have like a lot
Mm.
of desserts there. They had like a bunch of crepes, chocolate
Yeah,
bananas and
yeah.
stuff like that. So that's really cool.
Apparently,
Um,
if you go more into the alley, there's like a lot of kind of like used like clothing
yes,
too,
there are
like
absolutely.
secondhand stores, and that I'm kind of interested in. But I'm like mostly just interested in shopping for like a lot of like really girly stuff, like Lolita related stuff or like Jirai K. Honestly, I wanted to try get like Lolita dress as like a child, and I feel like I don't give a fuck. I want to achieve my childhood dreams. Whatever, man.
No,
I'm gonna be dramatic as hell.
that's no okay.
Whatever.
So here's the thing. Because even when I was there, people
Mm.
there were like random women also dressed up Lolitas, Jira K style for sure, just roaming around and be like, oh, so this is very, very much a normal thing
Mm.
for some people because it's like, oh, you're working, you're a mom with your kids,
Yeah.
you're having fun with your fashion. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like how it's like it's definitely part of their culture there. So if you were to dress, you're definitely gonna be taken as like a local there for sure.
I don't know if I would necessarily dress it. I don't know. Depending on how much confidence I have
you'll
there, I
you'll
guess.
you'll see.
Ironically, I feel more comfortable dressing it up in the United States, which is a crazy thing to say, but I don't know. Somehow I have weird confidence in the United States. I dress up in some whack ass shit sometimes, and I feel like to be fair, maybe it's just because either I am unaware of people negative comments, but like I feel like every time I've dressed in something like pretty like different, I've only received really good and nice people like being like, "Oh my god, that's so cute," and I'm just like, "Thank you so much." Like even
Thank you,
like
thank
when
you.
me and Historia were like doing the maid stuff for Offkai, and like we kind of like we were too lazy to change, right? We were just out on our maid stuff, and people just asked us for pictures. Like they were like really nice and really cute, not like in like even like a mean like
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
let's take a picture so I make fun. Like no, like they were just really everybody there was just like really nice and sweet, and like of course like you'll get like the looking glance, but it's just like it's kind of like just being in like near LA around AX and you'll see fucking Naruto driving a car. Like like it
Yeah,
is
because
what it
it's
is.
not something you'll see every day. That's what it feels like. It's like
Yeah.
you'll get the positive response, be like, "Oh, that's unique. That's cool." In Japan, it's so
Yeah.
normalized. Like no one's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's just another girl with freaking Lolita outfit or Jiraiya
Yeah.
outfit. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I get you. I get you. You don't want to be shown up by a local.
Oh, man, I mean, I definitely will. Hey, listen, their fashion sense go crazy. Like
They do.
I
They do.
aspire. Like hey, like give me your fashion tips. Like
There
a
were definitely times where I looked over, I'm like, damn, you pull that off, girl. I'm
no.
like,
Oh my god.
shit. I'm like, full makeup, the hair, the accessory. I'm like, girl, if I knew Japanese, I'd be nice. But I
Right.
don't. I
Right.
don't. Okay.
I feel like I will fangirl over like so many like really like cute outfits of like people wearing them. I'm sick.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right,
I'm
let's
so
see.
excited. I'm so ready to accidentally get upsold something, but whatever. It is what it is.
All right, let's see. Shibuya shopping, Shibuya Sky. Shibuya Sky, one of my favorite experiences in Japan, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I was heavily recommended it just because I was contemplating through like a bunch of observatories. Suddenly forgot the word for a second, and they were just like I had a friend tell me like if you're gonna go to any of them, go to Shibuya Sky. It's super worth it. I have it in the later part of my day for that one specifically because
Sunset.
yeah, sunset.
Yes, that's what I. Funny story for me. I went to Shibuya Sky. The only the time that I could get was like 3 p.m. Sunset wasn't until 6:30. My ass decided to
Hey,
chill there for 3 hours for my one sunset shot. So it was cool
hey,
though.
listen, worth,
Worth,
worth, worth,
worth,
worth,
worth, worth, worth, worth.
worth, 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 worth.
And it was towards the end of my trip, so I wasn't like tripping or anything.
Yeah,
Shibuya,
yeah,
all
yeah, for
Shibuya,
sure.
also Shibuya Crossing is such a surreal experience.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
oh my god! When you get there, you could be like, "Holy shit, I'm fucking
Mm-hmm.
here." Uh,
Yep,
that's
the
how I
place
felt.
that I've seen in my Otome games mostly.
Let's see. Shibuya shopping. Obviously, there's a Pokemon Center there too. There's a
Ooh.
lot of shops in Shibuya. Like
Mhm.
there's the what's the record store called? The I forgot what it's called. It's in Shibuya. Something records. Fuck. What is it called?
Ah.
Record store in Shibuya. Tokyo Records. There you go. Tower Records. Tower
Oh.
Records. That's the tall
Oh,
one. That's
okay.
the one that's like 5, 6 floors and stuff like that. Where they
Just
so
like all music stuff?
yeah, it's pretty much all music stuff. Like first floor, they have like merch, and usually if they have like a celeb, that's where they have like some meet and greets, and then they'll have like floors of music, whether it's like
Oh.
J rock, J pop, like
Sorry, what was it called again?
Tower Records.
Okay, I'm just gonna add that in there because I have a lot of friends who are like really into like music and like even K-pop.
That's
Like I might probably can
definitely
find a few albums for them there for a good
that's
price.
yeah, that's definitely a touristy spot for sure.
That's okay.
But it's like touristy if you know that it's there, because it's like
Yeah.
very specific. Like they also have like the VTuber albums there too,
Oh my
stuff like
god.
that.
Let me
So
find my old ass anime music
yes,
albums. Oh my
you'll
god.
find
My Love Live
you
albums
can
from like
find
2010.
you'll find some of those for sure. You can find like like if you know bands, they'll be there.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Producers stuff. So yeah, Tower Records, very cool. Lost Bar. I've heard of Lost Bar. Didn't go. That's cool. Akihabara.
It's my one influencer based place. I'm like, honestly, because like me and my partner aren't like too big into drinking, so we're like, if we're gonna go to a bar, it might as well be like a bar that we
Wow.
like low key care a little bit about.
Yeah.
So like
Somewhat touristly friendly, English friendly, I think.
yeah. And I think it would just be cool. Like, oh my god, like this is kind of like the guy that's been showing me around Japan. Like I watched so many of his videos, and I'm like, wow, and I'm kind of, wow, that's it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I like how you're going to Akihabara on a Sunday. So
It's open, right? Like open street. Like
yes.
that's the
So
day.
I didn't know about that when I went to Japan. So previously,
Mm.
when I went to Akihabara, it was like on like a random Thursday or something. And I
Oh.
was like, all right, cool. This is cool. I experienced Akihabara. And then I decided towards the end of my trip, because I think I was flying back on a Monday or a Tuesday, I went, okay, I got
Yeah.
some free time. I'm going to go back to Akiba. And
Mm-mm.
I went, there's no cars, people walking the street. This is fucking awesome. So I got to
Yeah.
experience both types of Akiba. And I
Yeah.
went, damn, this is cool. So then I'm like just walking around with my phone, recording a little bit in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. So I'm glad you're picking on a Sunday to experience that.
Yeah, that one is one that I specifically had to be Sunday for sure.
Smart. Okay, let's see. Sunshine City. I passed you there. Didn't actually go there. Nice.
What?
Yeah, Sunshine
I feel
City
like you
is
should. I think you
cool.
should go next time.
Sunshine City, is that where
That's also
the
where the other
Rainbow
Pokemon
Bridge
Center
is, or
is.
no?
Uh,
Mm, let
probably
me find
Wakaranai.
Japan Rainbow.
It's also very. I think it's like kind of like the second Akihabara, right? Is what people
Oh, I was gonna
consider
think that
Ikebukuro.
Ikebukuro was like the second one.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No. That's Sunshine City is in Ikebukuro.
oh, okay. Yeah. Then then you're fine. I passed by it, never went through it. I went through Ikebukuro
Mm.
just to check it out also with some other weeb stuff. So
The reason why it's there just because my friend was just like could literally spend a full day there, and I was like, all right, bet. I mean, I can whatever, and if it doesn't take me a full day, we'll figure it out after. Hell yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Sunshine City. Yeah, it's
Did I
cool.
just roll Shinjuku? Oh no, I did not write Shinjuku again. Never mind.
Ikebukuro. Okay, so that's next. Shinjuku. Shinjuku. Cool. Shinjuku. Okay. Kabukicho is passed by it. I know you said you're not drinkers and like drinking stuff, but I feel like if you were and you didn't have like social anxiety to interact with people, Golden Gai is an experience, especially if you're like by yourself or as a small group. I think Golden Gai is so cool. It's worth. I feel like you should check it out. Like pass through it.
For sure, for
If you're
sure.
in Shinjuku, it's the place where it's like just a
Businessmen,
block or
right?
two,
Like,
a block or two of just
yeah.
like small bars and restaurants, and it's built completely different from all the other buildings in that area. And then this is where you'll see both a mix of all the other tourists, where I was like, there was a bunch of international people. Like I was hearing European accents, English, you know, even some other different ones like Latin accents and stuff like that. And then and just all mixed. And especially if it's at night, people are just like, some people are buzzed, they're all having a good time and stuff like that. And you see Japanese
Yes.
people coming in and out too, so it's pretty cool. And they're all just interacting because they're just all trying to have conversation. I walked in, I had a nice conversation for like a good hour or so with some of the locals there. We were having a good conversation. They were
오,
drunk, and I got some good drinks there.
楽しみだね.
Yeah. Nakano. I don't know Nakano.
More
Which one?
weeaboo shit.
What's Nakano?
Apparently, Nakano Broadway is like more for geared towards like older weebs. It has a lot of like more like nostalgic stuff. If you're like a little bit older, it has like more like classic older stuff.
Oh, okay, never. I
Yeah.
don't
So
know about
if
that
you're
one.
so if you're like not so if you're like looking for stuff that are like a lot older, then it's probably like the better place to go. Because I feel like Akiba in a way where it's like everybody does know that it's like kind of like a touristy type of places. So then like a lot of things are like somewhat marked up. And if you're looking for like more like rare series from like, I don't know, God, like 25 years ago, you're probably not gonna find merch of that anymore. Cause it's like why they wouldn't like that shit probably isn't selling that well anymore, right? But like that's the type of stuff you could probably find in like
Okay.
Nakano Broadway.
Okay, cool.
And just more weep shit. More weep shit.
The older generations of weep shit. Gotcha.
I say that even though I'm not that old, but whatever. I'm sure I'll find something. Like it's just there because I just remember like so many people saying like such good things about it, and then yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
My day 6 is empty. I might do a day trip. I don't know yet. So that is my.
That's a good just to have an open day. I had an open day. I checked out like some of the parks and the national parks and stuff like that. That was very relaxing for me.
Yeah. Could be a good day for like me to also like if there's any place I really wanted to go back to or like hesitated on the item, just be like, fuck it, let's go back.
Exactly. Bingo.
Go back.
Hakone, nice. I didn't go to Hakone because it was more out of the way. But our day trip was when I went was why am I forgetting the name of the city? I should know the name of the city. Hold on. Let me look at the map. Yokohama. We went to Yokohama.
Yeah.
So okay, Hakone is cool. I know people like Hakone, very scenic.
Yeah, that's where my overnight onsen trip is gonna be. So
very nice.
I'm gonna go Tokyo, Hakone, and then Hakone to Osaka. So originally my hotel was gonna be in Kyoto. So actually last week so my Kansai region is a little bit scuffed at the moment because I forgot I had to like redo those portions. But I was originally staying at Kyoto, but my friend made a really good point and was like, it's like everything in fucking Kyoto closes at 5 p.m. Like, so like there's really nothing for you to do after like, so he was just like, I honestly would really recommend, he's gone to like Japan like a lot of times. Like, he was like, honestly, I would recommend you just stay in Osaka. Like you can make those like, you can like easily do those day trips if you like want to go to Kyoto. Like you can just do it and it'll still be, and then like you can always, when you take the train back at like 5 or whatever, when everything fucking closes back to Osaka, you still have plenty of shit to do because Osaka is literally bustling in the night and you can still do so many other things. Whereas you're just sitting in like Kyoto and you're just like sad, everything's closed.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Kyoto too, because I didn't know that until after I left. But Kyoto's interesting because the other part that was closed because it was later in the afternoon where I went was Arashiyama, the bamboo forest.
Yeah.
So that was also one of the things I see, because I like how you're going. Like yours isn't a day trip. You're going from Tokyo to Hakone, and then you're going straight over to Kyoto. You're going to Fushimi, Inari. Fushimi Inari.
That one. The reason why I originally had that, it was because I originally was gonna like land in Kyoto, so I was just like, oh, maybe like if we rest for a few hours, we can maybe do it. I might move the Fushimi Inari and the Kiyomizu-dera in like the same day now that I'm gonna have to day trip them from Osaka. But I'm not sure. Like once again, my Kansai region is still my Arashiyama day is like pretty much set in stone though. Although the thing I'm actually looking forward to the most in Arashiyama is actually the Miffy store. I'm like a big Miffy fan, like the cute little bunny. I love Miffy so much. So I think I'm like really focused on getting a lot of like cute Miffy merch because they have like a Arashiyama Miffy Sakura kitchen store that is like you can literally get like bread and Miffy and like it's just there's so much really cute merch. So
I like how
I'm
like
super excited for that.
you sent the Tokyo list. There's also the Miffy store in Tokyo that you're going to.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a committed Miffy fan.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. Uji
And
talked about that.
Uji
Okay.
next. He.
Osaka.
It's
There's a
just
lot
Osaka.
there's a lot to do in Osaka. And
Yeah.
what's cool about Osaka too, that's different from Tokyo is once because you know every little what are they called? Why am I forgetting what they're called? Not states.
City?
No. Well, city too, but what's the bigger one? What's the bigger one?
County?
What's it in Japan though? It's in Japan. They're
Region?
Sort of Japan. What are they called? Prefectures. There, prefectures.
Oh.
Every prefecture has like a different style, different take on like food and stuff. But what's cool about like the Kansai region and Osaka too is some of their food also hits different than like Tokyo food. So that's cool. Like that's what I like. Like I'm a big fan. Like I don't get this often, but I'm a big fan of okonomiyaki. I love
I'm so excited to try okonomiyaki in Japan.
If there was one food I had to try while I was in Osaka, which was a must, it was okonomiyaki, and it did not disappoint. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, and the other thing,
I'm excited to try takoyaki there too. I love takoyaki, bro.
Okay, so takoyaki I feel like isn't that much different between here and Japan if you can get it fresh. But there are sometimes they have like the different toppings there, which makes a difference.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay. Mostly the reason why I say that is just because there's only like kind of one good takoyaki place that like specializes in takoyaki in my city. And it's kind of like a pain in the ass to get there. It's just like it's not a pain in the ass. It's just like I would have to go out of my way to go there, and it's just like I've been craving takoyaki this like for the past 2 weeks, and I haven't had a chance to get it. So that's
if you go to Osaka though, you have to find.
They're probably everywhere.
They're everywhere, but some of them are definitely better than others. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got here? Oh, other thing about Osaka, or okay, maybe not Osaka, but places in general. If there's other food that I love getting in Japan that I normally wouldn't get stateside, that's because of the price, especially, is yakisoba. Yakisoba is so good and so cheap in Japan. It's just like fuck it, let me have some. It's like $2 or $3 for like a serving, and I'm like, hell yeah, it's so cheap. Yakisoba, like even you know, like you can go to a bakery or you go like a cheap bakery or like a konbini, you get like the yakisoba pan, whatever. But if you can get like freshly teppanyaki fried yakisoba, is so good.
That sounds so good, yeah.
Because they would have it at the temples, they would have it at just like for the street vendor, some street vendors, they have it at like restaurants. It's good. That's why it's like it's one of the dishes I would love getting in Japan, but I would not get here because it's too expensive stateside. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So there's that. Okay, next one. It's okay. Yeah, but Osaka. Oh, you're going all the way here. Oh, you're actually going to Hiroshima.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
It's a pretty tiring trip. But it's gonna be definitely one that we start earlier on, and in the afternoon, apparently, they recommend going to like Miyajima Island, and after the island, we're probably just gonna have like dinner, and then like, yeah, but it's one that like my partner's also pretty excited about too. So I was just like, fuck it, like we should do it. It's doable. You just have to wake up early, and that's why like my next day, like the day after that, is
It's
also
just
just like a rest
resting.
day. Yeah, and like doing any like last minute shopping and packing before we have to fly out.
Were
So I feel
you
like
okay? Hmm.
yeah, we're flying out of KIX, out of Osaka, which is why
Oh,
I
okay.
also moved my hotel to Osaka because it's like, well, like my flight is gonna be leaving there.
Okay, okay.
Which I have a kind of funny, but like I have not funny, but like I have a wild ass story regarding to that, where it's just like it's so unfair because I could have technically gotten business seats for like pretty much the same price that I paid for these economy seats, but the
Dang.
business option for the points was only available as KX, the city in which I live in, back to Vancouver. So I would have to, in order to get to take advantage of those points, I would have to go back to Vancouver. But the middle place is literally my airport. So I
Oh,
don't know
you can't
why I
even get
didn't
off.
also get the yeah. So I'm like, yeah, and I can't get off because my luggage is gonna be sent all the way back to like Vancouver. So I'm like, I don't know why it wasn't an option for me to also, because like when I saw the points redemption, it was like 2 times the amount of the Vancouver one, even though Vancouver's going further. So points are fucking whack like that, and that's how I missed out my chance in
That's
getting business
whack.
seats back to freaking America. But I'm kind of salty about that. And obviously, if I don't get to sit in business seat, my partner doesn't get to sit in business. So like, both of us are now sitting in economy
Oh man.
together.
Are you okay with tolerating the flight though?
For me, it's actually not that bad. I have a whack ass story of my flight to China though. When I went to China, the back rows. So I was actually originally sitting next to a guy. It was like a two-seater, but he seemed like friends with like this other girl in this other seat. So I was like, hey, you want to switch seats? Like you can sit next to your friend or like your sibling. I don't fucking know what the relationship. I didn't listen in enough to figure it out. They could be I don't fucking know. But like they were sitting together. But then the thing is, after the flights, like the doors closed, I'm like, oh my god, this row is empty.
Hell
I
yeah.
scammed that girl.
Hell yeah.
But then there's a guy who's sitting on, so it's a four-seater. It's like the middle, like it's the middle lane, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a four-seater. And so there's a guy that's sitting on the other side. So I'm like, hey, cool, if you're gonna be like sleeping, whatever, like we can each have 2 seats. Guess what this fucking guy does? He takes up 3 seats.
Oh
3 seats.
no.
And I'm getting progressively eepier. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. And the whole entire time, so like it's gotten to the point where like they literally serve you like food and everything. And the whole entire time, this guy is next to me because I'm so like sleepy but also angry. The whole entire time, like, I'm gonna fucking bash this guy's head. Like I'm gonna fucking hit him. And then I didn't, obviously, because that's an awful thing to do. But my pettiness was just I crossed my legs and I hope he just smelt my feet. And then after like probably another hour later, he like got up and he left. And I couldn't tell it was because I was just getting, I don't know what happened, but eventually he left me alone and I just slept through that fight. So,
Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah. For kicking Stevie Fever. For me, I have very similar stories. It was I get lucky with some flights. It was like my flight from LA to the Philippines, I had a whole row to myself. Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It was a row of 3 in the middle, but there was no one in the middle. So me and the guy, we mutually agreed that we could put all our stuff in the middle seat in the middle floor. So we both have leg room. So
Yeah.
that was cool. My flight from the Philippines. No, it was from. Oh, let me see. No, sorry. It was from LA to Incheon, Korea first. So that was you shared. And then the 4-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight from Korea to Philippines, I had a whole row to myself. So I just slept. I slept on that.
Yeah.
So that was a 3-row seat to myself. From Philippines to Japan, I had a 2-seat row to myself. But then the karma bit me on the flight back from Tokyo to LA. I got forced into the middle seat. on the side
Oh
row, and then the
no!
guy who's had the aisle seat was like a big dude, like bro, and then they fell asleep, and like bro, he's like I know he can't help it, but like he took the armrest, and I'm like bro, I can't sleep on this flight now, so I was awake the whole time,
Oh
and then
no!
when I
Yeah.
had to hold my piss for like an hour and a half, 2 hours because I didn't want to
Oh,
wake
that's
him up.
awful.
I
I have
couldn't wake him
the
up.
opposite story. I was sitting at the aisle seat for my flight from China back to where I live,
Mm.
and there was like a mother and a daughter. I was awake the whole entire time. I could not fucking sleep. I don't know why. I think it was just like I just wasn't sleepy. I don't fucking know. And the entire flight, I went to pee like pee a lot. I don't know. At the moment I need to pee, I'm going to pee. Like I don't give a fuck. I do not like holding in my pee. I don't want to hold in my pee. Whatever. I
Okay.
went to the restroom like 4 times that flight. They did not ask me to move a single time.
Damn. How long
They
was the flight?
held in their fucking pee. Like I mean, at least like 12 hours, right? It was. I mean, it was
Dang.
like. I mean, it's an international flight from. Oh no, I was flying. I was flying from Taiwan back to where I live because I forgot. It's like I had a connecting flight.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's Taiwan to where I live. Like, I'm pretty sure it's still like a pretty long like flight. They did not ask me to move a single time. As far as I know, they were just sleeping the whole entire time. I don't know. I would have willingly moved. I was awake and well. I could not fall asleep. So like, I don't know. Good
Yeah.
for them.
Good for
Hey,
good for
listen.
them. Good for them.
Genuinely shocking. I was like, what the fuck? Like I peed so many times and you just wow.
Yeah. That's me. Like unless I have like a whole row, even if I have a whole row, I can't sleep for on a flight that long. It's just not that comfortable. And like
Yeah.
I'm somewhat noise sensitive too, or sound
Oh, same.
sensitive. So it's like even
It's
with
doomed.
my like headphones, I'm like I can't really sleep. I'll sleep for maybe like an
Yeah.
hour, 2 hours max. On an international
Yep.
flight, I have to
Yep.
I always just tough it out. Well, the bad thing is obviously I don't sleep and I don't rest. But the benefit, some people are like, there's a benefit. I'm not jet lagged. So I'm already
Oh,
adjusted.
that's
I'm
fair.
adjusted to the
Yeah.
time zone already. It's no big deal. So that's how it worked both ways over from LA to Korea and Japan or Korea and Philippines. I'm like, all
Mm,
right, I'm already adjusted. My sleep schedule's fine. Um, and then when I
that's
flew
good
back,
though.
I was like, okay, yeah, I was awake the whole time. I was up for like, I calculated it was like 38 hours, 40 hours or some shit. It was pretty bad. But I knocked out for the next couple days.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So
That's actually kind of funny now that I mention it because something I totally didn't remember was that when I went to China, I like my sleep schedule was actually so fucked. I was started a new video game and I was so obsessed with playing it. I was up until 6 a.m. in China playing fucking AI Somnium Files. It's so good. It's a detective game. It's genuinely a really fucking good game. It fucks you up in good ways.
mm,
Not the point. But I was taking naps like literally every single day. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm going back to China first again. Cause if I'm like taking naps in the middle of the day, it's Japan's gonna be so doomed. I'm just like 3 p.m. Gone.
you're so doomed. You're
So,
doomed.
so China's gonna be my week of like adjusting to all of that. I don't have anything planned for China so far. But I'm like, I don't know how much of that I'm gonna be actually spending with my family. But it's also like kind of awkward because it's like I've only been back to China with my family, and this is the first time where I'm just like, it's just me and my partner and like our awkward ass Chinese. So like, hi Ruby, I love you. Sorry, I got distracted again.
You're good.
So we shall see how it goes. Hopefully my sleep schedule will adjust accordingly. But
Okay, okay. But yeah, hi Ruby, by the way. Dang, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just depends. I'm just that type. But for you, it's like even if you go to China, how many days are you in China? You like a week?
the week as well, I mainly just went while I'm going there while Japan is experiencing Golden
Golden Week.
Week.
Okay, so okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
purposely to avoid the crowds. But I've heard something interesting about Golden Week is that because people from the big city are kind of like traveling to other cities, Tokyo is potentially actually pretty empty during those times. So it's kind of like a good and bad time. But I feel like also like, since domestic travel is like so popular at that point, I feel like it's still gonna be like quite expensive to like. I feel like a lot of the hotels would be probably like booked up and like raise prices because of that regardless. So,
Mm-hmm.
like there's pros and cons to everything, obviously.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
China's fun though.
that's exciting.
Everything's so convenient.
How much are you gonna? Okay, last question while we wrap this up. Then, for how much stuff outside of like the Jirake Lolita stuff are you end up buying and Pokemon things? How much do you plan on?
That's a good question.
Like, are
I
you
think it
buying
really
anime
depends.
merch or
Probably.
clothing?
Mm,
Uniqlo.
uh, oh, Uniqlo. I for sure. I think I'm trying to. I think so. Okay, I haven't grown since middle school, so like a lot of the clothes I still have, like I haven't thrown it away because like I still fit them, and it just feels like. But like now I'm like kind of 24, right? And I'm like kind of trying to develop my own style. I'm
Mhm.
just like I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of at that middle point where I'm trying to develop my style a little bit more. So I think I will look into buying a lot of clothes, but I'll have to see. Other thing you might be considered is just whether I am moving into a new apartment. I think if
Mhm.
I do, I might end up buying a lot more like purposeful stuff, like kind of just more like cookware or like maybe I don't know, like just even like kitchenware that's like kind of high quality. Um but I also just really like buying like stickers. I think I'm probably gonna really be excited about buying things for other people is gonna be another thing too. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know. I'm probably gonna end up having like probably I think I'm gonna start with one large suitcase and then fuck it. If I have to, I'll just
You're
buy
gonna
another
buy
one.
another one. I
Yeah,
know.
because I don't think it's worth like lugging two big ass suitcases around. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm also doing like luggage forwarding from my one hotel to another.
That's
So
smart.
like
I didn't know about that. I was so dumb. I swear if I knew about that, it'd be a game changer for me. It's so
yeah,
dumb.
because like I don't want to lug it to Hakone and then like lug it to Osaka. Like, listen, okay, I'm just lazy. Like, I honestly, if I only have to pay like what, like under $100 to solve my problems, of having to lift heavy ass shit and potentially like wreck myself. Like, no, thank you. Like, and I'm not gonna have my partner carry like two fucking large ass suitcases. Like, I'm gonna have to put in my work, or I could just throw money at it. So,
Right, 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 right.
we'll just fucking fix the problem
It's
as it
not
is.
even like it's honestly not even that expected. Sometimes it's complimentary depending on where you go. So
Yeah, so I mean, from what I've heard, it's usually probably like just $20, $30 per like large suitcase. I mean, like whatever. Regardless if it's more, it's just the convenience. It's just like it's gonna be so much helpful. Like that way, like we get to Hakone, we just have like our
mm,
one overnight thing. We just can do a backpack. Precure stuff, of course. I will get.
that
I'll probably like open a document or something like with close friends and be like, hey, we want something like you have to be
nice.
general though. Like I cannot buy you a specific item, but if you give me like a general series, I can probably do it. Cause I don't want to stress myself out too. Like, cause I'm gonna feel really bad if I can't get that one specific item for that one specific person. And but I also don't want to spend like
Mm.
3 hours and 3 days looking for it
Paper.
because I like just hyperfixate. Yes, yes, yes. The napkin is probably free. That's fine. But yeah, so that's kind of like my views on things at the moment.
Okay. Sounds well. Okay. That's
My voice is
interesting.
kind of dying. We talked for a long time.
We did. That's what I was like. We'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. I don't even know if we'll have a. I don't think we'll have a post podcast yet because we had a lot.
It's just so fun to
It's
talk with you
fun.
about this stuff. I
I
had so much
know.
fun
I
this
know. I know.
stream.
Thank you. I had fun this stream too. This is fun. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure. So I mean, I don't
Yes,
know.
yes,
Do you
yes.
for you? Do you have any? I don't know if like questions or things that you just want to like talk about quickly. Anything else trip
Okay,
related or
okay.
not?
Let's end this stream with top 3 Japan Neon's top 3 Japan moments. All right. Let's go.
Top three. Okay, top three.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. This is I am Neon's top 3 Japan moments at number 3.
Okay, I don't have a specific order.
Oh fuck.
The top three.
General 3.
General three. Shibuya Sky. Shibuya Sky and Shibuya in general.
Mhm.
I love overcity views. I love the vibe that Shibuya gave. The shops are cool. Shibuya Crossing is fucking a vibe. I had one of my cool posts there. In the middle of Shibuya Crossing. Well, not in the middle of Shibuya Crossing, but at Shibuya Crossing. Number two. My interaction. Me and my friend had a whole heart to heart story time with the Kobe beef shop owner, restaurant chef, in Kobe, and I want to go back to meet him one day and show him the card and the post and all that stuff. So that's definitely there. Um, and round out top three. Uh, let me think. Let me think. Hold on. I know I can round this out because those are my part of my top two. Top three, I think. I'm just gonna say the food, dog. The food is too good. The food is just too good in Japan. Almost everywhere you go. Even if it's cheap food, like you could tell it's cheaper, but hey, it's still better than some of the price wise. It's still better than whatever you'll get, or most things you'll get here in the U.S. So food for sure. Let me just quickly look through my post if I have anything. Yeah, just photo shooting and food in Japan. Honestly, just being able to feel safe and walk around by myself and get lost, I think is we'll lump that in together with food because some of them I just did go on a whim, but the freedom and safety of Japan is really nice.
Freedom! Yeah. Wait, wrong freedom, my bad, bro.
No, the freedom. Yeah, freedom and safety. So yeah, that's my top three for sure. So yay! Thanks, Del.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
God, yeah. If you watched all the way through YouTube, good job. It was a longer episode today, so
for sure.
But yeah, if you want to check out Del, I'm sure pretty much everyone in chat already knows who you are. But if you don't know who she is, go check our channel. Channel linked in the title or in description, wherever you're watching this. So yeah. What's Adele?
Can I do a quick ad break?
Oh, what do you mean quick ad break? Oh, go ahead.
Hey there, do you know about Twitch Prime? Oh, you might be asking, what's Twitch Prime? Let me tell you, when you connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you can get 1 free sub to any streamer on Twitch every month. Yeah, and along with that, get yourself some free Twitch loot. With Twitch loot, you can go ahead and get yourself some exclusive Twitch gear in your favorite games. So grab your Amazon account or grab a friend's or family's Amazon account and link it to a Twitch account today to subscribe to I_am_neon.
Oh my God. Thanks, Del. I appreciate the ad read.
You're welcome.
And this stream is also sponsored by NordVPN. I'm just kidding. Del, do you like pooping with the door open? I'm not gonna. I'll go with this bit off stream. I'll go with the. You see? Oh! If there's one thing, okay, unrelated. I'll wrap this up. If there's one tip about Japan, oh my God, if you like go to a konbini or whatever, or you just pick up a flyer and you have trash. Oh my God, there's no trash cans anywhere. It fucking sucks. That's the worst part.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
That's like
I hate carrying my fucking trash.
That's like my second, the second worst. No, maybe not second worst experience. It's just a hassle, but definitely annoying. So yeah, that's it. All right. Anyways, we're gonna end stream. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Who do we raid? We'll raid after recording. But anyways, say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.